I'm not expecting anything, to be honest with you. I was asked this question a couple times, just by friends and family, and I think the biggest thing for me is just go experience whatever that experience is going to be. I understand, what the people of Detroit and what the city of Detroit meant to me in my time and my career, what they meant to my family. I hope they feel that back, but at the same time, I'm not a stranger to the situation and understanding that I'm the bad guy coming to town. I'm on the other team, and they don't want success for me. So whatever happens, happens. I'm going to go experience it, play the game. Once the ball's snapped, man, let's go. Two good football teams, go compete and see what happens.
All right, that was Matthew Stafford there talking about what he expects to see in Detroit on Sunday as his new team, the Rams, play the Lions. Meanwhile, Patriots head coach Bill Belichick now confirming that he and the team are mutually parting ways. He and the team owner, Robert Kraft, shared their thoughts on Bill's time with New England.
There's so many fond memories and thoughts that I think about the Patriots, and I'll always be a Patriot. I look forward to coming back here, but at this time, we're gonna move on, and I look forward. I'm excited for the future.
Like a good marriage, a successful head coach-owner relationship requires a lot of hard work, and I'm very proud that our partnership lasted for 24 years.
Belichick's departure comes a day after some other high-profile coaching exits were announced, including Pete Carroll in Seattle and Nick Saban with the University of Alabama. So there is a lot to get into as far as all of that is concerned tonight, but we're going to bring in Jeff Lesson, sportscaster for WWJ News Radio 950 and 97.1 The Ticket, as we delve into some of those topics. Thank you for being here with us.
Always, Terrence.
All right, so there's been a lot to wrap your head around over the last few days. Let's start with Belichick making that announcement after all of these years with his exit there. How are you feeling about that?
I'm not so sure it was his choice. A very proud legacy. Regardless if it was his choice or not, Bill Belichick was the greatest coach in NFL history. No one has won more titles, more division titles in fewer years. He is about 14 wins shy of the all-time win record in the NFL, held by one Don Shula. I know he does covet that record, and don't be surprised to see Bill Belichick landing somewhere else, because he will get an offer, and I'm not so sure we've heard the last of him. As far as Nick Saban is concerned, who I believe is hands down the most successful college coach in history. I mean, the guy's won title after title after title. Started, of course, way back in Toledo and MSU, and then won a title at LSU, won several titles, I think 6 total or something like that at Alabama. Yeah, his record speaks for itself. So in really 24 hours, Terrence, we lose, at least temporarily. I'm convinced Nick Saban is done for good. He definitely left on his own. Bill Belichick, I'm not so sure. And he may have some unfinished business left as coaching in the NFL. But 2 of the great ones gone.
Yeah, and you throw Saban in there as well. We're talking about 3 high-profile changes all announced within a few days. What do you make of some of these changes? A lot of people have some concerns. Some are also just saying that this is just a changing of the guard, and the fact that, times are changing. We've had a lot of time pass. What do you make of it?
Well, what have you done for me lately, Bill Belichick? And the answer to that question, to be honest, is not much. His drafts have been pretty brutal the last couple of years. Ever since Tom Brady left a few years ago, his program has gone down in the dumps. It was just assumed for decades New England would win the division. Now they're kind of one of the bottom teams in the NFL. And it was like that for 2 and 3 years now, so I'm not surprised to see a change in New England. I was surprised to see Nick Saban hang him up. As far as Pete Carroll is concerned, getting really fired from Seattle, it seems like I was surprised there too, because, again, it's not what have you done for me, it's what have you done for me lately, because he took me to 2 Super Bowls in Seattle and did win one of them. So is it fair? Probably not. Is it the world we live in? Absolutely.
All right, that's how the world goes. Some big shoes to fill and a lot of legacy to follow up on. We've also had you on just a couple days ago, though, talking about Harbaugh and people still speculating about whether or not he is still toying with the idea of moving on to the NFL. Do you think some of these moves maybe open the door for him to continue with that?
Well, I think some of these moves might make some more competition for Jim Harbaugh, perhaps get the ideal job he wants. But, there's no question. He hired an agent with NFL connections. If he was absolutely going to stay at Michigan for 100% certain, regardless, he would have signed his contract by now, and he hasn't. And he, didn't answer the question whether he would be here or not. Having said that, he does love the University of Michigan. He would only leave for the perfect deal for him, and that's likely one that would give him pretty much complete control, I believe, over what he wants in a roster. I think if he does decide to leave for the NFL, it won't be about money. It'll be about winning that Super Bowl that's left open in his resume, and then perhaps avoiding some future NCAA sanctions. Remember, we haven't had the other shoe come down on the whole sign stealing thing. We heard from the Big Ten that suspended in 3 games, but NCAA, that penalty is still to come. Could it involve a suspension of Harbaugh again? Perhaps. Could it be something more against the program? We don't know. But if Jim Harbaugh leaves, of course, it won't matter to him.
Yeah. Mel Tucker also in the headlines today, former MSU coach, his appeal now being denied by the university. What do you make of that going forward? What could that mean as we continue to watch and wait and see what happens there?
Well, I'm going to put on my lawyer hat for maybe 10 seconds here, Terrence. This was a hearing held by Michigan State University and the appeal held by Michigan State University. The hearing officers were all chosen by Michigan State University, including the one that heard this one. And the fact that they sided with Tucker is not surprising. And I'm not saying he did the wrong thing or was biased. However, we don't know for sure it's an unbiased, impartial jury or judge that we may see in the future should Mel Tucker take civil action against the university for wrongful termination of a contract. He had hinted that in the past. We'll see how it goes from here. But I don't think Michigan State has heard the last from Mel Tucker in terms of a legal battle. But I could be wrong. We'll see.
All right, we can't let you go without talking about the Lions. At the top of this segment, we heard from Matthew Stafford coming back with the Rams to play. Some fans kind of on the fence about how they feel about it. What are your thoughts there and also your predictions for the game?
Matt Stafford is the greatest quarterback the Detroit Lions ever had. It took me a while to realize that, and it took maybe most of Lions Nation to realize that when he finally won a Super Bowl for the Rams, not the Lions. So they have to live with that. And, he was a polarizing figure here. Half the town loved him, half the town hated him. Now I think we'll get a very warm reception back at Ford Field. Will they be rooting for him once the game starts? No. But in my opinion, this game comes down to, the Lions do not have a great defense. They don't. They struggled on defense for much of the last half of the season. Their secondary especially. That could be really vulnerable against a veteran, really Pro Bowl caliber quarterback like Matt Stafford is right now. And he's healthy. This team is healthy. Lions secondary could be in for a long day against Matt Stafford, and I do believe Matt Stafford is a better quarterback than Jared Goff. So if I had to make a choice, Detroit, sorry, but I have to go with the Rams, even though they're the underdogs.
Ooh, all right, well, we'll be watching. It's all taking place at Ford Field Sunday at 8 o'clock. Jeff, thank you for your time.
Always, Terrence.